Hello everybody, I hope this video reaches you well. Thought I'd do something a little bit different and make a little live com. Just talk about stuff and got a list of little things I wrote down. So, you know, it's been a while since I made my last video. I think it was like a couple of months ago maybe. Probably about late May kind of time. And lots happened since then, especially in TF2, you know. June has been an exciting month for TF2 fans. Which obviously includes myself and probably you if you're watching this video. But, you know, before we get into that, 4th of July today. And, you know, for those of you living in the UK, I hope you went and voted in the election. Oh god, we're so screwed, aren't we? But, you know, other than that, you know, but really the most important thing that's been happening in the last few days is Valve actually stepping up, doing something, right? They banned the bots. All of them. I haven't seen a single one since the start of the month. I think it was about the 27th when the first wave came in, and it's honestly just, you know, when I made my last video, I really thought that was gonna be, it was just gonna be a repeat of last time, and we we're just gonna keep getting the same thing. I thought it was just gonna be Valve ignoring everything and just be fixed TF2 episode 2. Where it was just a disappointment, basically. But no, it looks like Valve actually did something, which I'm really happy about. You know, in my video, I do have a little bit of regret. I kind of like, I know Valve is like a big company or whatever, so like, I don't know why I don't really feel sympathetic for them particularly. You know, and like, I wasn't targeting any person, but I don't know. I don't really want to be, I don't like being negative, you know. I like to be positive. I like to focus on what's going right rather than what's going bad, but sometimes you have to say something, right? You can't just, you know, you can't always just let things slide, you know. And that's how I really felt about the bot situation. You know, I mean, it was just ridiculous, really, wasn't it? I mean, it was unacceptable. And I'm honestly, it's just a bit of a shame that Valve didn't actually, they didn't say that they had, like, oh, there were like a bunch of videos where like Gabe Newell said that he had updates planned for the game or something. But, I mean, he could have said more than that, you know. He could have said, oh yeah, we're doing it then, we got this guy working on it, we got this such and such developers. But in a way, it kind of makes sense. Like, they didn't want to spill the beans just in case the bot hosters were listening to that, which obviously they probably were, you know. But and they obviously didn't want to share what they were doing just in case about, like, you know, the hosters somehow managed to find a way to counteract it. But you know, it would have been nice to have at least more consistent updates so that we weren't just like, trying to say is, you know, we would have been nice to have a little bit of confirmation along the way, like, of what they were actually doing, rather than just, you know, leaving us in the dark, basically. But, you know, that's just not how Valve operates. I mean, you know, just talk to any Half-Life 3 fan, you know, or Half-Life fan, they'll just tell you that, yeah. Communication. It's not a word that Valve really understands. But, oh well, hopefully that's the end of it. We won't ever have to have this conversation ever again. And speaking of which, I wanted to talk about another thing, which this is more personal to me, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, and that's getting mad at TF2. You know, everybody gets mad sometimes. It's natural to get angry. It's a natural human emotion. But there was a time, bro, and last night, it was almost like it again, right? I was playing on Powerhouse. I was playing on Powerhouse last night, and it was a really, like, it was a really tight game, you know? There was... Neither side was gaining any ground, you know, we'd capture the point and we'd lose it. It was a big battle over the midpoint, and there was this really good pyro on the enemy team. And I just kind of lost my cool, like, you know, I just kind of got mad. And, you know, I felt really bad after it, you know. It doesn't feel good to... You shouldn't... You should look for the warning signs. You know, am I repeatedly... You know, am I feeling... Sometimes it's like a physical feeling, like an itch almost. If that makes sense, you know, probably makes no sense at all, but... You just kind of like, every time you get killed, it just like... You know, it's sort of like your body just kind of like tenses a little bit more, you know what I mean? Or, you know, you'll just be... It gets to the point, or like you'll say something after every death, right? You like start, you know... You like exclaim, like, shit, or something, you know, like that, right? For example. Obviously, you know, that's not, you know... It's just not, it's not good to be constantly getting angry at stuff, like... It's not good for your physical health, it's not good for your mental well-being. And it's also just not good for the people you live with, you know, or the people you know, you play with, right? You know... There are healthier ways to deal with it. So, one way I like to deal with it, actually, meditation, bro. Like, I know there's a bit of a stigma around meditation, like people think it's kind of stupid, or somebody wants to join my party. That's the sandwich. But, you know, it's totally natural to just... You know, to sit and be calm for a while. I feel like in our lives, like, especially in Western countries, such as the UK, for example, it's become so normalized to just prioritize, like, hustling and, like, working hard and, like, maxing everything and doing all this and all that. But... It's really, if you think back to like primordial times, a lot of the way we lived was just sitting with other people by the campfire, just like sharing stories, or just or just thinking to ourselves a lot. You know. There was, but it, you know, nowadays it's just not quite the same, you know, and everything is so stressful, you know, you've got to maintain your job or your homework or whatever, you know, you've got to be hustling or whatever, like, or like people tell you have to do that, right? You know, you go on your social media of choice, right, and you just see all these influencers who are telling you to like to do this, or you're gonna miss out, or you're gonna waste your teens if you don't do this, you're gonna waste your 20s, you're gonna do all this stuff, like, you're gonna be a loser, you're gonna be a beta male, right? You know, you've all seen that. And, it's just not a healthy way to think about anything, really, like, because, you know, if you just put down the phone or the computer and just turn it off or put it on do not disturb, like, all that stuff just goes away. Or like, if you listen to like some relaxing like sounds, like maybe rain sounds or something else, right? And like, it really helps just to sit and just like be with your emotions or your feelings. Just don't judge yourself, like just don't hold yourself to any kind of like your own standards. Just experience, just think, and then just let it go. Just let it pass, right? You know, it's normal. It's normal to feel like that. You're not weird. You're not, you know, you're not psychotic. You're not some strange person just for thinking something, right? Thoughts, you get, think of how many times, how many thoughts get, you know, pushed into your mind every single day, right? Just think about that. It's gotta be like thousands, right? I don't actually have the science to back that claim up, but you know, somewhere in the thousands, maybe even more. They're just thoughts, bro. Like, they're not a reflection of your personal self. So, and if you get angry at a game, if you get really angry, don't feel bad about it, you know? Because there's always next time, and like, and it's, with TF2, like, I love the game. And that's why it feels so bad when you get angry at it, because this is something like I really care about, and I'm ruining it for myself, or at least that's how it feels. But don't judge yourself too harshly for it, because everybody gets carried away sometimes, you know. But it doesn't really matter, you know. Obviously, it's not what you want, but you don't want to be angry all the time. But it's not bad for you, because it's you know. Let me start that again. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Right, okay. You know, I have more to say to that, about that, but I'm gonna move on for now. I'm gonna come back to that, maybe in a different video or something, or maybe later. But another thing which is happening, or should be happening at some point, the summer update, right? Let me get in the summer update. Yeah. And like, I don't know what we're gonna get for the summer update whatsoever. Like, I have no idea. And I don't want to speculate, but I'm gonna say what I'd like, right? I really wish we get more capture the flag maps, because I really feel like a lot of the capture the flag maps we've got in the game are kind of lacking. The only ones, I mean, you know, I actually like Turbine. I think Turbine is actually a pretty good map. Not gonna lie. That's just what I think, obviously, but I like Turbine quite a lot. 2-4 is also a classic. So that's 2. Sawmill on Capture the Flag, I honestly feel like it doesn't work very well. It's alright. It's alright, yeah, that's all, you know, that's all. It's not bad. It's fine. Well, Capture the Flag, pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. I think I prefer I actually prefer the control points version of Well, I think. Might be a controversial opinion, but you know. That being said, I think the only other map is Pelican Peak. And Pelican Peak, it's okay, it's okay. That's what I'll say, it's okay. It's not terrible. There are much, you know, there are worse maps. But it's still not amazing, you know. So I think it'd be great if we got another really good Capture the Flag map. Because, you know, for Capture the Flag, the most you wanna get out of it is that it's like, it's not too big, it's not too open, because you don't want to be able to get shot from like any side of the map. A bit like Well, but the side, like the sniper is a bit crazy on Well, can't lie. It's an interesting, like, balance. You have to kind of balance, you know, the strengths of the different classes on King of the Hill more than maybe some other game modes.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Let me just load out. I like the battle of hell. Bit of a heavy situation here. Right. Get this engineer. Yeah, I was talking about capture the flag, right? So capture the flag, that's the first thing I'd like to see, a good capture the flag map. I think another thing I'd want would just be a good, maybe a payload, like, I feel like there's a lot of good payload maps, but there's quite a few that I just don't really like, personally. Like, I'm not a big fan of Pier. You know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people like it, but not, I'd personally just not that big of a fan of that map, but, you know, to each his own. You know, as in terms of hats, I don't really mind, like, honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't really care about hats anymore. You know, I kind of prefer the older hats anyway. Oh yeah, this is probably not gonna happen, right? But I would really like it if, you know, if they added, like, if they were, like, added back the free-to-play's voice chat. I think that would be really cool, to be honest. Because, like, I mean, now the bots are gone, there's just not really any reason to not allow free-to-players to use the chat, in my opinion. Like, I even think when they added that, it was a bit dubious, right? Because, like, because immediately, like, the bot hosters just switched straight to using paid accounts, because it wasn't about the money, right? It was about getting people mad, right? That was the whole point. I mean, it makes sense why they did it, kind of. But still, like, it's not gonna be the main solution now, right? It's a shame, because, you know, if you join this game, you're not even allowed to use the voice chat. Just almost, like, that just sucks, to be honest. A nice reflect. Come out. We need to cap this point. Got a medic now, that's good. Thanks. Just see what's going on up here. No. An engineer or something. Well, I hope the team was able to do it anyway. I'm not able to. Click a spy. You are a spy. That's annoying. That's unfortunate. What else is there? I was thinking a lot about the that one video I made a couple months ago where it was like a story. I do want to make more of those videos, but I don't know, I just find it hard to get inspiration for some reason. To get inspired to make another one. But you know, I'm sure at some point it'll come, but like, I wouldn't hold your breath, right? Like, that'll about wrap it up for the live commentary. I don't really know how to end it, so yeah, I'll probably just put an explosion or something.